Hi, and welcome to another episode of Boozing with Boomers. I'm Dave, and I'm on a quest to understand what makes a great balanced cocktail. So please subscribe so we can go on this journey together. Today I'm going to focus on the French 75 because I have learned we have at least one viewer in France. And the French 75 is a fun cocktail, it's a classy cocktail, and it's a good summertime cocktail because it's very light but very flavorful. It is based on, the name comes from the French 75 milliliter light field gun that was used in World War I. And the other interesting thing about this recipe is over the years, it has changed recipes using different liquors from cognac to rum to gin. So today I'm going to have a cognac recipe, but the recipe that I'm going to share with you, you can interchange all of those, and I really would like you to experiment. The cognac I'm going to use today, I've never used before in a cocktail, but Pierre Ferrand worked with David Wondrich. If you don't know Dave, he is a cocktail historian, so if you want to learn anything about cocktails, he is doing all the research, some of which, or most of which, I'm pulling from him. In this case, they worked together to create a cognac in the style of the mid-19th century, which really was I guess the start of the bar era or the early cocktail craze. And what I like about it is he has made this specifically for cocktails. So I was really excited to get to try this because it's not easy to come by. So we're going to have cognac, then a dry champagne. Brut means dry, so you want a brut champagne. You can also use Prosecco in this cocktail as well. And then it's lemon and simple syrup. So let's get started by starting with our least expensive ingredients, because we can mess up at times. We've got half an ounce, for each cocktail you have half an ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of simple syrup, and 1 ounce of cognac. Because this has citrus, we're going to shake it. The other key is to make sure you put enough ice in the drink. While ice does two things, it both dilutes but also chills, and you want that balance. And actually, the more ice you put in, the more it stays cold and doesn't dilute too fast. Then you do a nice pop on the top, which holds this in place. But as you see, I'm a little nervous because it can come apart. But the key about that is it shouldn't splash if I keep my hands tight on this. And what we've learned in COVID, the amount of time you need to shake this to get it properly diluted and chilled is 20 seconds. And that happens to be the ABC song. So here we go. And then you'll notice a nice chill on the tin. It gets very cold in your hands. Always pop the tin holding it up, not on the ground, not on the bar. It should come right out. You then take this, and if anybody was noticing, I made 2 cocktails, but the recipe I gave you is correct. And we're going to pour, whoops. So the trick to this one is this is nice and perfectly chilled. And then we're just going to top it off. We're going to top it off with the champagne. Now, the other interesting things I've learned is you've noticed that at a restaurant, nobody's popping corks all over the place for a lot of good reasons. Always keep the wire on it because it will work itself out. But the other trick, if you're not going to pop it outside, is you twist the bottle, not the cork. Woo, and that comes out quickly. So, luckily, didn't spill all over the place. And then all you do, it's about 3 ounces is what the recipe calls for. But what I like to do is top it off, and it's going to go a little over the edge. That's okay. So I'll be a little more careful in this one. Like I said, just open the cocktail. And what's great about this is it's light, it's refreshing. You know, this doesn't seem quite right. The boomer needs to do the cocktail properly. So let's see what happens. Très bien. I will next time work on my French, but what's great about this cocktail, I'll say it once again, It's light, it's refreshing, it's different. You can then modify it with your liquor of choice. The recipes that I'm aware of use rum, cognac, and gin. You can play with the gins as well. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boozing with Boomers. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. And share it with other people. Share your feedback about it with us so we can continue on this journey of Boozing with Boomers. Cheers.